What's up, guys? Right now we've got Chase here, aka Kraffti Music. How we doing, my man?
I'm doing
First up, let me get one of these.
Man. How you doing, bro?
I'm amazing tonight, dude. The vibes are up, the energy's up. You kept it going earlier. You opened up tonight, so I just gotta ask you, where are you from? Where'd you come in from?
I'm actually born and raised in Vegas. So I was a Vegas kid, just pretty much all my life I've been there.
Shout out Las Vegas.
Yeah, dude.
Love that city. That's the place where we all go to vibe and release a little bit at the same time, get a little bit of an outlet.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. So what brings you out here tonight? How'd you get into the scene? We got a bunch of shufflers here tonight, Shuffle Wisdom. So I just want to talk to you a bit about when did you start getting into the shuffling scene or EDM in general?
So, I went to my very first rave when I was like 14 in like one of those little underground areas, you know. My friend brought me in and I heard Fuck the System by Showtek for the first time. And I was like pumping that hardstyle, and so I was like, what is this, you know? I was super excited, and I just kind of fell in love with the music. And I eventually just started listening to hardstyle like continuously. I got into tech house, and Skrillex came and I was just really listening to dubstep a lot. And it was a really beautiful vibe, you know, and I really loved the electronic scene. And then I started DJing probably about 4 or 5 years after that because I just really loved it and I really wanted to be in the scene.
So you checked out the scene and then you started getting into DJing after that?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, that's what's up. And then what got you kind of like influenced and involved into the shuffling scene and that like specific niche within the EDM community? Like, how'd you get involved with that?
Well, I started shuffling around that same time. You know, I really loved, I saw a couple people with their big long like parachute type pants that were like kind of getting it, you know, and I was like, wow, this is sick. And so it was kind of crazy because I felt like they, you know, just glided across the floor, and I really wanted to learn how to do that. And so I learned the basics, you know, like the running man and the T-step, and just kind of started getting down. And eventually, Sterling Torres, shout out to her.
Shout out Sterling.
Yeah, she's been showing me a lot. You know, she once we got together, she just kind of had this great vibe and this great energy, and she was such a great dancer. And I just kind of been taking a little bit of lessons from her on the side and trying to like get my shit up, you know.
Well, dude, you opened up tonight. You did an amazing job. So you played a lot of house. You got into mainly that genre. So what influenced you to start liking that kind of music in specific, house music? And then what influenced your set tonight? Like, what were you thinking? What was going through your head?
So, well, I actually started listening to house music around the same time. I used to DJ Latin parties. After I started DJing, because I'm from the east side of Vegas, and there's a lot of like Latin parties that would go on. And
a lot of the hips going on.
Yeah, dude, everyone would be like moving and grooving, you know, like hella getting it. Yeah. So I started to DJ all those like Latin parties, and I would throw in like a little bit of house, and people would like kind of dance and just get on with it. And I started listening to GTA, and GTA really kind of inspired me to kind of move into that like Latin-y, housey, techie kind of vibe. And then that's kind of where I am now. You know, I went to Icon a year, graduated from Icon, and then I just really was able to define my sound and just kind of get into that.
Nice. I mean, we had a conversation a little bit earlier about this, but you started doing some producing like pretty recently within the last year or two, and you got interviewed by Insomniac, right?
Yeah, I did. I won a producer contest for Taylor Cade.
Shout out.
Yeah, and he hosted a producer contest, and then he picked me as one of the winners, so I got a guest mix and an interview for Insomniac Radio. Alison, Wonderland, and Zed.
Shout out.
I was like, it was crazy. I was super happy, you know, and like that was such a beautiful thing for me. Like coming from Icon, such a great school that was able to like really put me into the scene. You know, I've been DJing for like 6-ish years, and I've been producing for about 2. And after that, I really just kind of came into myself, you know, and so it was such a beautiful thing to have that.
It's amazing, man. That's a great story too. That's a beautiful message for everyone. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Follow your dreams, follow your passion, and especially within this community, in this scene, it's very open and loving in that manner. So honestly, it's been a pleasure to have you sit down with us. Thank you for crushing it today, and Kraffti Music, everyone.
Yo, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Cool.